Conservative BC is imploding from within. You might be wondering what's going on. Well, you came to right place. I will go over exactly what's going on and what you need to know and what something no one will tell you. We'll go over 4 points. First one is why political parties are corrupt always like a clockwork. Then we'll go over the specific case of Conservative BC, how they came from 0 seats to 44 seats and why it's not sustainable. Then we'll go over the 3 MLAs who just quit from BC Conservatives, that what they will do next, but what they should really do. And fourth, I will go over as an individual what you can do to take charge of your destiny, regardless of which political party is in the power, because they are all corrupt. So let's start with the first thing. The top two political parties, they are always corrupt, they are sold out to special interest groups. It's guaranteed. Why is it so? Because political parties need money to fight elections. When we are talking about money, we are talking about a lot of money, like hundreds of millions of dollars. Why they need money? For giving ads on radio, social media, like all social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatnot, newspapers, buy out airwaves from radio station. By the way, the radio station don't get them for free. They literally pay them to bring them on. It's just paid advertisement, which is made to look like it's a genuine. And then all the volunteers, they need to be fed every single day in the evening after their work. So all those things take a lot of money. They have to organize events, party rental hall, catering, etc. It's not done by the MLA candidates from their pocket. It's not done by the party executives from their pockets as well. And it certainly is not done by the donations from mom and pop. There's a membership for the party, they donate $10, $20, $100, $200. This money no way can cover the expenses of party. These things are just to bring the members in so that they are committed to the party, and at the very least they will vote for the party because they contributed monetary benefit. Real money comes from special interest groups, corporations, big guys who are hiding behind the party, who you will never see. Now we know the rules in BC and Canada. Only an individual can do political donation. Businesses cannot. But of course they have their ways, right? Let's say someone wants to donate $100,000. They need to find just 100 people, and in their name everyone donates $100,000. So that's $100,000. Anyway, coming back. Since parties need all these monies, they have to listen to their financial backers. Literally, they work for financial backers. Once they get elected, they have to make policies which benefit those people so that they can recover their money 10:1. And they have a whole lot of other benefits. So top two political parties, whether it's in government or opposition, they do not listen to us. They don't listen to us because they know they can antagonize us and still get elected. But they cannot antagonize their party backers, otherwise they will go bankrupt, just like BC Liberal recently went bankrupt. No, it's not organic. Their backers decided to back Conservative BC, and they forced BC Liberal, aka BC United, the party of Kevin Falcon. They dried its funding, so it had to fold on the verge of bankruptcy. So that's how powerful they are. So now you understand that parties need their financial backers. Those are the ones they are beholden to. The reason they don't listen to people, because people at the most will vote them out in the next election. They don't care. They can fool them for 1 or 2 terms. After that, they get booted out anyway. But then what happens? The other party comes in who is also backed by common donors. And same thing happens to them after 1 or 2 terms. And then this last party comes back. So they know that it will keep happening back and forth. So they can very safely ignore what people are saying. Okay, now you understand the top two parties, they can only function if they have a big powers funding them. And for that matter, BC has 15 registered political parties. You may not even have heard most of their names. That's because they have no money power, they have no chance to get elected. Media doesn't even cover them. Even if they're good people, they have good platform, they just will never see the light of the day. So that's where they come big money, top two parties, that's it. So if you are convinced now that parties get funding from big powers and they are beholden to them, let's consider the case of conservative BC. I make a claim that conservative BC is not a grassroots party. It's certainly not there to help public, which no party is. It's a business venture. And I will go over the sequence how BC Conservative went from 0 seats to 44 seats in a single elections, which is unprecedented. So Conservative BC has been around 100 plus years, but at least for last 50 years, they are in their current form. And every single elections, they field candidates, 20, 30, 40 out of 80 something BC candidates. But they've never won, and people had never even heard their name until before this current election and 2 years before the elections. So how can it be that a party goes from 0 seats to 44 seats? Normally they should win 2 and next election 10 or 20. It's a gradual progression as they prove themselves. But how can it be? And not only that, they had almost formed the government. Do you think it's plausible that a party who won not a single seat in 50 damn years, suddenly they become a government? Okay, so something definitely very wrong is happening here. So here is what happened. Conservative BC, who have big money people behind it, I won't name them, they start with Z. Anyway, so they saw the tide is changing, the federal conservatives are gaining traction, by the way, behind which is the same money power people. And they knew that people are sick and tired of NDP. We all know because of over immigration, hospitals, schooling system, everything is broken down. So people are sick and tired. So these big powers hatched a plan how to usurp power. Okay. So what they did is Conservative Party needed 2 sitting MLAs because then you get official party status. And the moment that happens, all your press releases are covered by the media, and suddenly you have a voice, everyone hears you, and you can grow from there. So one can conjecture that tweet of John Rustad, which caused his expulsion from the then BC Liberal Party, was a staged event. So big powers tried to reach to many BC Liberal MLAs, and it worked out between them and John Rustad. So they made John Rustad to make a tweet against climate change. And since that's against the policy of BC Liberals, Kevin Falcon quickly expelled him from party without even a hearing. So that was godsend a reaction from the perspective of John Rustad and their backers. So as he was expelled, it made some news, and he started going to freedom events. Now I am associated with freedom events for 3-4 years. I exactly was observing him. He came to freedom event, precisely Stand United rallies in Vancouver downtown. There he tried to mix with Freedom Party, tried to tell them that, see, I am with you, I am against the regime. And mind it, just John Rustad was MLA for 14 plus years, and he had no issue with anything, not with Soji, not with climate change, not with COVID. He's triple jabbed by his own admission. So he's through and through just a simple regular party MLA. But suddenly he tried to infiltrate freedom groups. Not him, he was just front man, but that's the big strategy of his backers, Conservative Party BC and their backers. And then suddenly at one day they declared that, oh, he's joining Conservative BC. So this whole thing was staged to make it look like it's organic and he's fighting for rights, and party expelled him for his principles. He joined the new party. Okay. Now Conservative BC needed second sitting MLA. So Bruce Banman of Abbotsford was solicited. He is another snake kind of person. He's ex-mayor as well of Abbotsford. So in Abbotsford, a big anti-Soji protest was going on 24/7 by Sikh community, and Bruce Mann is in that riding. So this guy saw, okay, sure, not get elected next time, switch the party. So he was convinced to switch the party and brought into Conservative BC. Of course, John Rustad might have reached out to his old friend, and they might have reached to many people. So now conservative BC have two MLAs. They have sitting MLAs. They're given official party status, which comes with various privileges. One of the biggest is now all their press releases is covered by the mainstream media. Okay, from this part, the big money kicked in. They started doing a lot of events, a lot of promotion, and at the same time, federal conservative was gaining traction, so they were directly benefiting from them. When at one time I questioned them, hey, you know what? The Christine Anderson of Germany, who was against COVID measures, she came to Canada, and Pierre Poliver made comment that she has vile views, she is not welcome in Canada. At that time, John Rooster was very quick to say, and their party, we are not same, we are different from federal conservative. But 6 months fast forward, as federal conservative took a lot of traction, this conservative BC, they were inviting Pierre Poliver, taking pictures with us and saying, His Highness, we met him. It was such a pleasure to host him. So just they think people are fooled, they don't remember anything. But what I'm saying is they have same backers, both conservative BC and federal conservative. Okay, now, so the big money kicked in BC, lot of promotion, and then they organized polling by paying the poll company. By the way, it's very expensive to pay poll company to do a polling on their behalf. For BC polling, my rough estimation, it might take few $100,000. Let's say $200,000. Sure, polling shows, they are polling at 10%. Which is a significant. Whenever a party polls 10% plus double digits, it's considered a major force. And because of that, they excited a lot of conservative people, not the conservative political party, but people of conservative nature, mostly a whole lot of Christian background or white people who are not liberal like NDP or Justin Trudeau type. So they all got attracted to them because they're sick and tired of the other party, NDP. So it's a good cop, bad cop routine. Once NDP is so bad, this conservatives start looking good. Money was pouring in, a lot of activities happening, a lot of grassroots people tapped, a lot of freedom fighters tapped, and it's a positive feedback loop, like a snowball. As they gain more traction, they have a new poll which shows them at 15%, then 20%. More people get attracted to them, and it just went on and on and on. So they had a full slate very quickly, and now at certain point they got stuck. I think 35% votes, 35% polling, and their needle was not moving. So their financial backers who are putting all this money, because should they get elected, they form government, all BC resources of billions of dollars are at their disposal to get the contracts from government. So that's what it is about. And there are other benefits too. But this is the major right staring in your face. So at this point, the needle of conservative BC stuck. So they saw what to do. Okay, the BC Liberals or BC United, renamed Kevin Falcon's party, they were still polling 10-15%. So they made the plan, okay, if you merge them, then we are clear winner. So they started putting pressure on Kevin Falcon. Now, of course, Kevin Falcon wouldn't fold, so they starved him of finance. So as I was talking about, if backers pull off, the parties fold overnight. That's why they listen to their financial backers, not to us commoners. So they made Kevin Falcon fold. There were a meeting between him and John Rooster, forced to meet. They met whole night. And next morning, as you know, they announced that Kevin Falcon, his whole party is folding. Some of his candidates will join conservative BC. Kevin Falcon himself would not be a candidate. And now, fast forward the election, in spite of all this, conservative BC stayed a little short of their target. So now they are in a desperate mode. And 3-4 months after the election, which is last month, their backers are pushing them to do something. So they hatched the plan. There's election fraud. We ask RCMP to investigate. We have talked to people, interviewed them. This has happened, that's happened. Not knowing that both parties always try to do whatever they can. Conservative BC, in fact, hijacked many platforms. For example, I'm very angry and sore with them, and they will not go unaccountable that they hijacked anti-SOGI platform Before they were scared to utter word Soji, and now their Surrey candidates started saying, yeah, we will remove Soji 123, we will remove Soji 123 just to get the votes. And I'm very angry, and this fox, I will make them naked. Now they won many seats in Surrey, which they never won before, and BC Legislature opened their 44 MLAs, not a single damn word about Soji. They are grilling BC NDP on other accounts, but not a single damn word. And Conservative BC, listen very carefully. We will protest against you. Gone are the days it's only BC NDP. You are same part and parcel. So this is their real character coming out now. And in their recent AGM, the news is that they've made the new rules to stranglehold the power on the MLAs, so that the central authorities have much more power than MLAs. And this was all expected. They are consolidating their power. Now we come to third point. Dallas Brody. She is calling out the Kamloops children's bodies buried issue and saying, where is the proof? But globalist power do not like that. They want this charade of reconciliation going on just to give lip service. That's how they are. That's why in every political party they inject at least one native person and few colored people too, just for the optics, and also one LGBTQ too. So Conservative BC has an LGBTQ MLA too, came out of nowhere, actually switched from BC Liberal. This was shock to everyone, but they're doing it openly. Okay, now Dallas Brody took her stand and she said, you dared to expel me from party, I'm not backing off. And of course they had to expel, and two other MLAs have joined her. So now three of them will be sitting independent. And let me tell you what these independents are planning. Generally, when they make such kind of stand against main party, press gives them a lot of coverage. It's a field day, right? It's a controversy. That's what press wants. But after a week or 10 days, this whole thing fizzles down. Then suddenly no one cares about those MLAs. This very same press forgets them. Even if this MLAs call them, they don't care. They don't even answer their call back. So these MLAs, which were on high horse because they were getting so much importance when they were in party, because of party, not because of them. They have no status individually. If they fight election independent, there's zero chance they will get elected, not even close. But right now they're on high horse. So I think one of them is proposing to make a new party. Do you know that BC has 15 registered political parties and you haven't even heard most of their names? That's for a reason, because they don't get funding. Only top two parties get funding by big powers, because they have chance of making government, and that's what big powers want to control them. So these guys can make their party, nothing will happen. They will go into oblivion very, very fast. So what they should really be doing. I am founder of Freedom Party of British Columbia. We ran 5 candidates in just past election, and we don't have any money, but we have talented people. We can do everything on ourselves. We don't need money. Only way to change things is if someone can do it without money. If you accept money, then you're beholden to them. So my message to 3 MLAs, at least talk to me. We have a platform, freedompartybc.ca. It's a dynamic platform. I am super intelligent person. I am a university graduate from UBC in computer science with 80% GPA. Prior to that, I have electrical engineering degree, and I am a grassroots person. I organized 40 plus rallies in Surrey single-handedly without any money backing. We single-handedly unseated Rachna Singh from her BC NDP guaranteed confirmed seat. She lost her election. Of course, predatory Conservative Party, they took advantage of it, and their candidate got elected because they could spend millions of dollars in campaign and we could not. Other than that, I know what is economy, what are sports, what is mining, what are geopolitics, who does what, why, what are infiltrators, you name it, and we know it. You won't find a person who has this kind of package. In front of me, all this David, EB and Rusted, they are just nothing. Neither they have intelligence, nor they have passions, and nor they have the knowledge of the world. They are just frogs in the well, being little puppets dictated by their backers. By the way, John Rustad is just a front guy. When he says John Rustad said this, that is not coming from him. And he was just the first sitting MLA which party needed, so he became party leader. He will be removed in a blink of second once his replacement is found. Now let's come to the fourth and last point. What you can do as an individual. If you are convinced that these political parties are fraud, they just play good cop, bad cop, one rules for 4 or 8 years, then other comes back and forth. Once someone is governing, it starts looking like bad, and the opposition party, they start saying things that you want to hear. So suddenly they look like a good cop, you vote them in, and then they turn bad, and the next one start looking good, back and forth. This game keeps happening. I mean, if you have observing politics for 20 years, if you're 40 plus age, you should know it very well. Two parties just keep coming back and forth. So as an individual, you should not be beholden to party. Your job is to take care of your local MLA who has a riding office in your riding within 10 minutes drive. If you can ask that MLA to represent you in the legislature and force the person to say things that you want to say and what your constituents want to say, the issues they want to raise in the legislature, you force that guy to speak in the legislature the statements you ask him or her to speak. Failing which is the case these days, your next job is to protest. Make that guy's life hell by protest, by shaming him or her. That's the only way. We are in a very dangerous world. It's not the good old world. You need to be all activists. If you put enough pressure, shame enough, and that person lives among us. He might be our relative, friend, they live among us. If you shame the person enough, you can put a lot of pressure. Either make the person quit, recall, or force them to represent you, not their party. Because the premise of democracy is every MLA MP who represent their riding, they are supposed to truly represent you and reflect your will in the party and legislature, not be a puppet of their party and just follow their orders and vote whatever their party says on each issue. But as I have elaborated, parties have been hijacked. So the way they set the system now, every MLA has to vote yes or no on any bill, depends upon their party leadership dictates to them. This isn't democracy. And it isn't democracy because we let it happen, because we are smug, complacent, coward. So realize your power. You need to exercise it. It needs work. But no one said that democracy can be maintained without doing work. Your job does not end after voting and then sitting down for 4 years. Every single day you have to hold your local MP, MLA accountable. It starts with you and it ends with you. So let's take back the democracy. Thank you for listening.